meeting to order.
Yeah, I'm with you. That's why I'm back here.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please. Thayer, absent. Adams, here. Secor, absent. Townsend, here. Carpenter, yes. Williams, absent. Baker, here. You have quorum. Next, I have the adoption of the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the adoption of the agenda as presented.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. The agenda is presented. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Next, we have the approval of the minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from January 7th, 2022, regular meeting as presented.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Everyone had a chance to review it. Any questions, any changes? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. No special orders. Next, we have public comment. If you'd like to make public comment, report, please.
Good afternoon. My name's Alex Clark. I'm a candidate for Delta College trustee. Just wanted to come by and introduce myself and just ask for everybody in the room support in the election in November. As some people know, some people don't. I'm running for the Saginaw County seat, and all of Bay, Midland, Saginaw counties do vote on that. I have strong bipartisan support across all three counties, especially in Saginaw County. And look forward to getting to know everybody and meeting you guys at the doors and at events throughout the summer and the fall. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else like to make public comment?
I am Amber Hugh. I'm the director of the Bridgeport Public Library. So I just wanted to introduce myself because I figured it's been 4 years and it's high time that I do that. So I just wanted to bring a few facts that in the last 5 months, our residents and our patrons have saved over $130,000 by using the library, by checking out books, DVDs, magazines. In the last 5 months, we've checked over 7,600 items. We've had 48 programs and over 650 people attending. And we have upcoming programs including a band and a food truck, summer reading, beginning sign language courses, cookbook clubs, tournaments, something for all ages. So bring your families down, come on and join us.
I did join in the other night for the little jazz get together. A little warm, but it was really enjoyable. The music was good. The ball bears.
You can't beat out Paris.
It was very good.
Well, thank you very much.
So it was a very nice evening.
Thank you. We're going to have more. We're hoping to do them all next year too.
I'll be there.
Can I break the rules again and stand here so I don't have to spin around to look at everybody?
Oh, I see.
I'm Deborah Cowton. I have a law office in Birch Run. I consider myself a local to your community. I live over here by Town Line and Morrish. I have a little goat farm, and I am running for circuit court judge. I was here one other time. I'm just coming to remind everybody to please remember to vote at the August 2nd primary. Although the ballot will tell you that you can pick two, I suggest that you only pick one, and I'm hoping that that will be me. Just to give you a quick blurb, for some reason over the last few weeks, my slogan has kind of become experience matters. I have a fabulous practice in this community and in Birch Run. The only reason I'm running for this seat is because I feel that I hold the most experience of all of the candidates for this seat. This seat does primarily family law. I have done that. About 75% of my practice has been family law for the last 13 years. 4 years prior to that, I worked for other attorneys. So I have over 15 years experience in family law, including appeals. I've also had guardian ad litem appointments, which is done in Tuscola County. The judge there appoints me if there are cases that are going to trial that they think might take too many days of trial. She will appoint me as the guardian ad litem to interview the families, teachers, counselors, doctors, I will do a full report, the same as if we had a trial, and then I will give a report to the judge to tell her why she should rule in a certain way. So I feel that that role kind of has already put me in the role of kind of a quasi-judge, if you might say, because I do have to use all the law to back it up and tell her why I'm deciding that way. Most of the other candidates, they've all got some experience, but I don't believe they have as much experience as I have. I also do a lot of criminal work, including appeals. I do probate work, including appeals. The thing with me that I keep stressing appeals is because when you're an appeals attorney, you have to know how the courtroom works. If the judge makes a mistake, if the attorneys make a mistake, if the parties made a mistake, we have to go through all the paperwork, read all the transcripts, watch the courtroom videos. I have to know the courtroom inside and out to be a good appeals attorney. And I feel that I am a good appeals attorney. I have a very good track record there. Just in Saginaw County alone, I asked one of the secretaries the other day, I said, can you tell how many cases I've had in this county for everything overall, for all of the courtrooms? I've had over 400 cases in Saginaw County just in the last year. So I've done thousands of cases in Saginaw County. Being in Birch Run, I've also practiced in Tuscola County, Flint, Shiawassee, Bay County. I recently had a trial up in Traverse City. I've been up there 2 or 3 different times. I've also got cases right now in Macomb County. That's another thing that I believe gives me enough experience or more experience than the other candidates because I see how all these other courtrooms work and I see the demeanor of the judges. So I hope that you will remember my name when you vote. If anybody has any questions for me on a personal level, I can stay after a little bit. Also, my office is in Birch Run, right across from Self-Serve Lumber. Feel free to stop in if anybody has any questions for me. Thank you. Thanks for hearing from me again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Shelley Matthews Combs. Now, I am the county commissioner in November. Just to let you guys know that the county is not doing anything until first week of August for your rest of the funds that you guys have asked for. So I'm gonna go in and open back up for the first week in August. We'll be putting together for the money that everybody asked for. We'll see what they're gonna give. So I don't want nobody to say, hey, we didn't let you guys know, but we did get the 75,000. Now we're gonna look at, I think, the wells and everything. Anything building, I don't think it qualifies, but I'll find more out. But we will make sure that, I'm gonna make sure that we get some type of money here in Bridgeport. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
We get that 75,000?
It's in your pocket right now.
No, not in his pocket. Just to clarify, unless he wants to write us a check. Anyone else for public comment? Yeah.
Yeah, right here. Bridgeport residents, this is for you guys. There's only you can vote for the Bridgeport Township trustee. If you don't know me yet, Roger Rosales. A little bit about myself. I lived here in Bridgeport for over 30 years, paying taxes. Retired from the Gray Iron Plant. Named SMCO 2 years ago. I served the military, 4 years in the Air Force. I'm a U.S. veteran. I was stationed overseas, Germany, Italy. Then here in the States, I was in Cheyenne, Wyoming. They had missiles out there. I was a vehicle mechanic out there. One of my flyers, I put down that the best interest of Bridgeport residents is in my heart. The future of Bridgeport Township is in my mind. So come August 2nd, if you live here in Bridgeport, think of Roger Rosales. I got your back.
Anyone else think public comment? Public comment is closed. Presentations. On to the refuse. Pardon? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you wanted to make a presentation. Go right ahead. Yeah, and I'll go back up a little bit here.
Thank you. I just wanted to give a brief update on the activities of the Citizen Advisory Committee. My name is Andrew Patton. I'm the chair of the Citizen Advisory Committee. June saw us getting down to planning several activities for August, September, and was it August, September, and October?
August and September.
I think it's August, yeah. But August 6th, first Saturday of August, we are planning in partnership with the DDA in the Township. We are planning a community day to be held here at the Temporary Government Center. It's going to be a fun day for families. We have a couple of bounce houses. We have cornhole, food trucks, bingo, a couple other things. It's going to be a fun day for folks to get together here as a community. A lot of stuff will be free, and there will also be tours of this facility because our goal is to get people here on site to see what the township works with on a day-to-day basis, to see it in a friendly light, and also if you want to have some fun, Augie and our township manager Adriana will be sitting for pie in the face sessions, so I think that's a hilarious actual thing. That should get selling point all the time.
That's good answer, I'm sorry.
But it'll be good fun for everybody because we believe you can get more flies with honey than vinegar, so hopefully it'll be a good day for everybody. Another event that we will be planning for September is a community-wide scavenger hunt. The Parks and Rec Department has done those in the past with huge success, lots of teams. It's a good way to learn about Bridgeport, the history of the area, where different unique places, and again, to have good fun and to promote the upcoming ballot initiative for the new Township Center. So those are the things that we've got planned. Those are the things that we're going. I gotta say that, especially in the last meeting, Augie, you were there, there's a lot of good ideas from members of the committee pitching in together, working together to just throw out ideas for this community day. Everybody stepping up and stepping in to volunteer their time and their connections, saving a lot of money as far as, we don't have to buy this because I know a guy. It's really great, encouraging to see people working together to pull this off. So I'm looking forward to that, August 6th. Hopefully the board members will be there. Township folks, feel free to come in. It'll be a great time. And thank you so much. 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Good question. It'll be ongoing. Just come in. We tried to get a dunk tank, but for some reason they wouldn't open. I don't know why, but I think that'll be like one. It'll be staggered, so Augie will have a time, and then Adriana will have a time staggered, probably between like 1 and 3, I would imagine. So,
Can you get some pictures of that because I can't be there?
absolutely.
Thank you.
We'll plaster it all over Facebook, and it'll be a great day.
Where's this at?
Here, right here. Yep. Any other questions? Questions?
Thanks for most of that. No, I was trying to cut in line all the time. But I think I've got another better idea along with that whole thing. If I was going to be like a new county commissioner, So, what a guy he is. He's volunteering to get fined by paying the face.
You can add that on to the others,
Yeah, that'll work for me. Okay, let's move on.
I won't volunteer because people don't like attorneys. So I will not volunteer.
Where were we? Okay, we're all done with presentations and all that kind of stuff, so very good. All right, Tahoe refuse collection. Anybody want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to move to the cart service for refuse and recycling in 2023 with every other week recycling.
Support.
A motion been made and supported. for a little discussion on that for some of you who aren't totally aware. Last month's meeting, Catherine from Waste Management was here and went through a lot of things relative to the pickup because the contract is up. And there's a new contract with Waste Management, and also there was another option to it, the top priority, if I recall correctly. And we had a meeting the Monday following the night that she was here. And it was all of the townships. They generally have it on Miller Road, but because of the number of attendees there, they moved it over to Swan Valley High School auditorium. So there were a lot of questions. And most of the townships, I'm going to go somewhere around 3/4. The townships in, was there 16 or 17 townships in that climate? Somewhere around that number anyway. And they asked who was going to be doing what at that point in time, just to get a rough idea, because the thing to get the rates with waste management was they had to have 31, I'm going somewhat from memory, I didn't hear something, but 31,000 pickups in that grouping of townships, okay, to make that quote that they were given to us work. And when they got through, they said about 3/4 of them, turned out to be like 73%, is going with waste management. There were a couple of the townships, smaller ones, that hadn't made up their mind quite yet what they were going to do. But basically, the whole system is going to the pickup with the arm and that kind of thing. There are some options. These details will come out later. This will be implemented sometime in 2023. And it's going to be a transition period. Just to give you an idea where we came in there, this came from our accountants. As part of Treasurer's requirement, and this was passed in our last meeting, having a deficit reduction plan, elimination plan, we needed to put together. This plan calls for 9.9% increase in the assessment rate. In addition, per conversation with Catherine Tesson, Administrative Director for Mid-Michigan Waste Authority, and administrative township officials, it would determine that future costs would be significantly reduced by having recycling every other week. They reference an EOW every other week. At a price difference of $18 to $25 and change. This would save the township anywhere from $71,000 to $102,000 annually over the 10 years, and the grand total of $856,000 over 10 years. And they're 10-year contracts. All the township staff recommended switching to EOW recycling, and this would actually result in a net positive impact on quality of service because residents would be provided with brand new, and it says 96 gallon, but I believe there was an option. The other size was like 68 gallons. 64, some 60 something. Recycling cartridge units, the increased household recycling capacity, making it more user-friendly and prevents recycling from blowing in the streets and roads or being accessible to animals. As a result, these improvements should help with blight and community beautification. Cost savings of the every other week recycling were built into the refuse deficit that is planned by the administrative officials. The plan was adopted by the Township Board of Trustees and meets the requirements put forth by the Michigan Department of Treasury. Now there's some options along with that. I believe it was 21% would opt to stay with the old process and we'd still be in compliance, but it would cost them another $24 a year. Am I?
Yeah, it's around 20%,
Yeah.
and they have to pay an additional $24 a year for taxes.
But I don't know if everyone has seen how they do that or seen communities where they do that. They're doing it in a lot of places now. Is it a perfect system? I don't know if you can have a perfect system when it comes to that. I guess a good thing about it is the bigger ones. If you got two people, which we do a lot in our community, you're not going to have a ton of garbage, if you will, every week or recycling. So you could put it out every couple of weeks or every couple of stops, if you will. Now how that would affect the people that tip it up, because they pick it up and they get so many tons in the back of their truck and then they're full. So if everybody waited an extra couple of weeks to do that and then everybody put it there all at once, then they're going to have to be running back and forth and dumping it. But that process, that part of the process is for them to worry about. But like during the winter, you know, if you got one container to take out there rather than 2 or 3 or the smaller ones or whatever. I don't know, Adriana, Tracy, they're both there at that meeting. You anything you want to add to that I might have?
Should be a lot more efficient.
I'm sorry?
I was just saying, it should be a lot more efficient because it's automated.
Yeah, let's hope so. Yeah. And I've talked to a couple of people that work there, and they're not quite sure either. But those transitions sometimes takes a while to get used to, and you adjust to it. Over the years, in my prior life, things would change and people would be upset, and all of a sudden they go back to the way it was, and then be upset and it went back to the way it was. And so I guess it remains to be seen, I guess. Anybody else in the comments?
I figure it can't be that bad, because I watched all the way up north. Everybody's gotten those. So it can't be that bad.
Okay. Can we get a roll call, please?
Williams, absent. Adams? Townsend?
Yes.
Carpenter, yes. Biker?
Yes.
Secor is absent. There is absent.
Okay. Under new business, a 2009 Tahoe and a 1999 John Deere tractor sale.
Okay, I will make a motion to send the 2009 Tahoe to an auction with a reserve of $3,800, along with the 1999 John Deere tractor with a reserve of $3,000.
Motion made and supported. Came from Ruth Ann Evans. Previously, we would park them down there in the lot next to the fire station. And she feels that this would be a better way to sell it, possibly get more money out of them that way. So, anyone have any discussion or questions? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? None. Go. Next, we have accounts payable.
I'll make a motion to approve checks 69791 through 69890 in the amount of $313,165. 165.54 as presented. Sorry about that.
Say your support. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Pay the bills. Okay. Now we have the police department report, Dave.
Good evening, everyone. So we handled 696 calls for service from Saginaw County Central Dispatch in the month of June. It's just down slightly from May. The officer was doing a good job of things under wraps. Our previous applicant for a patrol officer's position, he failed to return his background packet, so it's no longer being considered. Unfortunately, I did receive another application today, and I scheduled an interview for Friday. And then lastly, I just want to say, continue, you know, if you see something, say something. There are eyes and ears out there. Call 911 as soon as you see something that's out of the ordinary, so our officers can get out there and try to keep our community as safe as possible. Thank you.
Thank you. Our chief is going to turn in a report later. He gets some things going. So. And I'm going to submit a report right now.
Good evening. So I've got an update on the economic development study, commercial market study, and the residential target market analysis. We did receive an updated draft economic strategic plan on June 24th, and I completed my review of the revised draft last week, and I will be sharing my comments with the consultants this week. Over the past 6 weeks, Adam Cook from Seamless Collaborative has been working on the renderings of 5 key development sites, and I had a meeting with him earlier today actually to discuss progress on the renderings. I also have an update on the CAC, although Drew already provided most of the update, but just to reiterate that they are busy planning their Community Day event, and their next meeting will be on Tuesday, July 12th at 6 p.m. As far as the capital improvement plan goes, Michelle is still working on the township's first CIP and is in the process still of adding in projects for years 5 and 6. And then finally, I wanted to provide an update on a training opportunity that came up and was very valuable for members of the building department, code enforcement, and planning. On June 15th, Ron Wheatley, Jamie Aku, myself, and then also our CEDM fellow, Michelle McGregor, attended the free virtual VAD Academy to learn about the latest tools and resources for combating blight. VAD is short for Vacant, Abandoned, and Deteriorated Properties. And our attendance at it was made possible by a grant provided by the state of Michigan. We have also recently learned that Michigan is going to be funding some additional grants in rural areas for blight mitigation, and townships are going to be eligible to apply for these grants, which is very unusual because most of the time for code enforcement issues such as finding money or funding a fund to tear down dilapidated properties, most of the time that kind of money only goes to cities for grants. It's very hard to find anything that a township's eligible for. So this is actually a really big deal that they're opening up this kind of grant funding to a township. So we will definitely be trying to pursue some of that. And that's it for my update.
Thank you. Clerk, comment? Rick? Brandon? All set. Thanks everybody for coming out. What's in order?
Motion to adjourn.
Pardon me?
Motion to adjourn, sir.
Okay, very good. Support. All in favor, say aye. Aye.